So this question is coming from October-November 2022, paper 3 variant 2, and we are trying to solve question 2b over here of that paper. Why not question A? Because question is pretty straightforward. You are given a polynomial that is denoted by p of x, and this p of x has a factor of 2x plus 3. Now tell me in the comments, how would you get the value of a is equal to 9? Moving directly on to part B, which is slightly difficult as compared to your usual questions in your polynomials. We know that when a is equal to 9, we have to solve the inequality. This polynomial is less than 0, which means that whatever is the cubic graph, for what values of x, the cubic graph goes in the negative y-axis. That's it. But how will I do this? For this, you must know how the cubic graphs look like. Only then you will be able to come up with the correct sign of the inequality. So let me go ahead and explain how will I solve part B. I first need to know how many roots does this equation have. So I'll just say that my polynomial is equal to 2x cubed minus x squared plus a. In place of a, I'm going to replace that with 9. And I also know that my polynomial can be equivalent to 2x multiplied by its quadratic factor. You can also find that quadratic factor with the help of long division. I'm going to use inspection method over here very quickly. This implements that your 2x cubed minus x squared plus 9 is equivalent to 2x plus 3 multiplied by ax square plus bx plus c, and then there is no remainder because we are talking about the factors. So plus 0, it's same as writing no 0. So I need to compare my coefficients of x cube, x square, x constant to find the values of ABC. So let's see how am I going to deal with this. Let me compare the coefficients of x cube. So on the left hand side, I'm having the coefficient of that as 2. On the right hand side, if I multiply my 2x with ax square, I get 2ax cube. So 2a is the coefficient of the x cube on the right hand side. If I multiply my anything else apart from these two things, I will never get an x cube term. So that's it. I can say that my a is equal to 1 from here. I'll compare, let's say, my constant term now. That is 9 on the left side. On the right side, I'm having 3c. So I know that c is equal to 3. Now for my value of b, I can either equate my coefficients of x square or x. Let me do it x. You can also do x square, it's fine. On the left hand side, there is no term in x, so it is 0. On the right hand side, I can get my x term as 2c and 3b. So 3b plus 2c. So from here, I can say that my b is equals to minus 2c by 3 minus 2c by 3, and this comes out as minus 2. So b is coming out as minus 2. So from here, I can say that my polynomial, therefore, my polynomial is expressed in the format of 2x plus 3, and then the quadratic factor, which is going to become x squared minus 2x plus 3. Now I'll just try to go ahead and use my CAIE and try to find out if I'm having any kind of linear factors over here or not. So if I go ahead and try to put the values 1, minus 2, and 3, you can see that I'm getting answers in terms of complex numbers. I'm getting imaginary roots. It means that in real axis, there is only one root. And I need to know that when does the polynomial p of x goes less than the y-axis. So how can I do this? For this, I'll need to go ahead and quickly try to understand how the graph may look like. I'm not 100% sure how the graph may look like. I just know that there is one intersecting point with the x-axis. Now the graph may look like this, the graph may look like this, the graph may look like this. I don't know. But I know that whenever it will cut the x-axis, it is going to cut at the value of minus 3 by 2. And it's going to cut from bottom to top because my coefficient of x cube is positive. So my graph has to be increasing. So whatever is the shape of the graph, okay, whatever is the shape of the graph, I know that if I want my outputs to be less than x-axis, that is in the negative y-axis, my x has to be less than minus 3 by 2. For all the values of x that is going to be less than minus 3 by 2, I know that the respective outputs will always stay below the x-axis. That is the negative y values. Of course, you can extend the graphs and you can see that every time you are going to get negative. So the answer from here directly you can say that is x is less than minus 3 by 2. So this question would be difficult if you don't understand how the cubic graph works. But if you are aware about that, then that is how you solve this particular question. So to give you a visual understanding of what we have just done, this is the polynomial that was given to us in the question. We found out that there is only one root that is real, that was minus 3 by 2, which is minus 1.5. And we had to find that for what values of x, your graph will always give you negative y values. Or in other words, for what values of x, your graph is below the x-axis. We had seen that our answer was x was less than minus 1.5 or minus 3 by 2. So clearly you can see that the graph is always negative. If I go to the left side of minus 1.5, the respective values are always negative, as you can see. So I hope that this has given you some kind of a visual understanding of what we have just completed in this question.